That Manhattan you're drinking is old and tired. Why not have a Suburban? I know the name doesn't wow. Probably thinking, why have a Suburban when you can have an Urban? I'm telling you, this ain't no sub cocktail. It's strong, but the flavors are delicately balanced, and when you get it right, it is really good. I'll tell you all about it in a moment. So, to the bar. This is a weird intro. This is the way the video is going. Some fools think this drink was created in the 1800s. Some people say it's as old, if not older, than the Manhattan. But you know what? There's no documentation saying that this drink dates back to the 1800s. I looked for it. I couldn't find anything. If you have some proof, please do let me know. But I'm telling you, the first time we actually see print of this cocktail isn't until 1931 in the old Waldorf bar days by Albert Stevens Crockett. In there, Crockett writes, and I quote, "Celebrated the triumphs of James R. Keene and his racing cohorts and other famous stable owners on nearby courses." End quote. So we should talk about who James R. Keene was. He was a financier and stable owner who in the early 1900s was a powerhouse in the New York horse racing scene. So why was it called Suburban? The guy did not live in suburbia. From what I understand, he lived in New York City. Get a rope.
New York City! Get a rope.
That's a throwback to a commercial from 30 years ago. His horses did really well in a local race called the Suburban Handicap at Sheepshead Bay. Suburban Handicap, before handicap was a bad word. Actually, I think it's still called the Suburban Handicap. It's not a bad word. I don't know, is Sheepshead a bad word? Maybe. Anyway, that's where we get the name Suburban. And there were some other horse racing cocktails in that book as well. If you really want to get to the source of Suburban, like the Suburban Handicap is actually named after another race in the UK. Horse racing's weird, man. I don't get it. I'm a car guy. So that was 1931, but 4 years later, 1935, it pops up again in the old Waldorf Astoria bar book. Albert Stevens Crockett once again. And in here, the recipe is the same. I will read it. Dash of orange bitters, dash of Angostura bitters, 1/5 port wine, 1/5 Jamaica rum, and 3/5 whiskey. The original recipe did say frappe at this point, but it does not say frappe. We are gonna stir this drink because it's spirit forward. There are a couple different ways that you can interpret this because it's not specific about the whiskey or even the port wine. We'll talk about that with the booze, but first a quick word from our sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Original Grain. Original Grain makes rugged and unique watches from reclaimed materials like Jack Daniel's whiskey barrels, Taylor guitar tone wood, military ammo crates, and more. They use quality Japanese movements and donate proceeds to planting trees and helping veterans with PTSD. This watch here was from a German oak beer barrel. It still gives hints of hops and malt. It doesn't at all, but it tells time. And more than that, it tells a story. It speaks in German, so I'm not quite sure what it's saying half the time, but I really love this one. This one right here, this is part of their Jack Daniel's collection. Actually, the one I'm wearing right here is also from the Jack Daniel's collection. They both tell the same tale of a Tennessee whiskey that did its job and then the barrels made a watch for me. And we are coming into the gift giving season. If you got somebody in mind that you want to give a nice watch to, check out all of the collections, or if you want one for yourself, drop a hint to somebody who is looking to give you a gift. Right now, you can shop their Better Than Black Friday sale where you can take $100 off any of their timepieces. And when you make a qualifying purchase, you'll get a free $50 gift card for your next purchase. Plus, if you use the code Anders at checkout, you'll get an additional $50 off your order. That's over $200 in savings. So check it out. Link down below. Thanks, Original Grain. Onto the film. You guys want to see me kick? Not bad, right? It's pretty high for a man wearing jeans who is as old as I am. To make the Suburban, we'll need rye whiskey, Jamaican rum, oops, port wine, Angostura bitters, orange bitters. Boom, 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 boom. The base here is whiskey. I'm going with rye whiskey. Remember that original recipe said whiskey. You could use anything you want, really, in that whiskey realm. I like the spice of rye. It's really good. It's what I like in my Manhattan too. And this drink actually drinks kind of on par with the Manhattan. That's why I was making fun of you about your Manhattan earlier. The rum, the recipe said Jamaican rum, but I know a lot of people just use dark rum. And it all works really good, but I do like a little bit of that Jamaican flavor in there. And I'm actually talking about flavor. I'm not talking about like, you know, the spice of life down in Jamaica or anything like that. This is a tawny port. You could use a ruby port. In fact, I'm sure that would be really nice. You'd get more flavors of like plummy goodness with a ruby port. With the tawny, you get a little bit more of like a caramely, burnt sugar flavor. It's not over the top. This is a nice, easygoing 10-year tawny. When I get later into the season and the days start getting colder, I like a tawny port. When it's a little warmer out, I tend to go for a ruby port. Angostura bitters, orange bitters, it's just gonna be a dash of each. I don't have the actual bottles here in front of me because this is all I have right now of my orange bitters. I gotta pick up another bottle. And if you need to pick up another bottle of any of these, check out House of Bitter Bear. And about to happen next week is our first mix along. So I'm really excited about that. There's 3 bottles. Go grab those right now. You'll get free shipping on all 3 of those bottles, plus any order over $250. So get ready for the mix along next week. But right now we're focusing on this cocktail. So let's build. If you recall, when we had the bottles in front of us, I said what the base was. Do you remember? That's right, rye whiskey. Let's start with the rye whiskey. 1.5 ounces of rye whiskey. To that, let's add 1/2 ounce of the Jamaican rum. This is a little different from the original recipe, and the standard way to make this, I double up on the port. Trust me, it doesn't make it too sweet or fruity or any of that. 1 ounce of tawny port. Now, onto the bitters. 1 full dash of Angostura bitters and 1 full dash of orange bitters. Now we can add ice and stir. Stir it down, chill and dilute. I'm gonna serve this up. I know a lot of people that make this cocktail actually serve it on the rocks. But I prefer this one up because when you serve it on the rocks, it dilutes too quickly for me. I know that it's a stronger cocktail, but we don't have anything that's really overly sweet and viscous to hold up to that dilution. So it thins it out a little too quickly for my liking, so that's why I like this one served up. Grab your chilled cocktail glass. Strain your cocktail into said glass. Express orange oil across the top. Hit the sides. I'm gonna garnish with this peel. You don't have to. You can do this however you see fit, but why not, right? Drop it on the side, drop it on top. Put it on top, garnish with the twist. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, the Suburban. Cheers. Let's go for a sip. Cheers. That's a proper cocktail. It's really good. I really do like it. I've tried this a couple different ways. This is what I found I like the best. I like a little bit more of that tawny port. It does add a little bit more sugar, but I think it's needed. And honestly, like a Manhattan, the standard ratio is 2 parts whiskey, 1 part vermouth, and then 2 dashes of bitters. That's what we've got going on here. 2 parts spirit, 1 part fortified wine with the port, and then 2 dashes of bitters. Just happens to be 2 different kinds of bitters. And I think it's really good. But I'm gonna get Oz's opinion. So, Oz, would you care to join me?
Oh, do I have a choice?
No. I would love for you to give your honest opinion
Okay.
of this cocktail.
Smells good. Drier than I thought,
Uh-huh.
but good. I guess it's the rye. I get some caramely. I like the orange on top. It's spirit forward. I know, I like
Well
it.
said.
I like it. I think it's just more spirit forward than I'm used to. And that's not a bad thing. I don't know. I don't know if anything can replace a Manhattan.
A Manhattan, you say?
I say.
It just so happens.
Oh, movie magic. What just happened? Is that a Manhattan? I'm so excited to compare and contrast now. That's really good. Okay. Sorry, I like the Manhattan, but you know what? You know why? I like a little more sugar in my drinks, that's why. That's why. I'm gonna be upfront about that.
With the Manhattan, it's gonna come down to the vermouth. I'm using a richer vermouth, but try the Suburban. There are some really interesting flavors happening because of the vermouth in the Manhattan. But with the Suburban, all these interesting flavors are happening from other components. Like there's a little bit of rum, you've got 2 kinds of bitters. So I do think it's a really nuanced, delicate, but strong cocktail.
I would still drink this. I find it enjoyable still. I just have a sugar problem, I think.
That is
who doesn't?
The endorsement I was looking for was, I would still drink this. Let me backpedal and say the Manhattan is not tired and old, and it never will be. It is timeless. With the Suburban, garnish that with a cherry or 2 or 3, and that'll help sweeten things up. Ooh. I think it would go really well. Obviously, the cherries go great with the Manhattan, but with the Suburban, it would also work. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget your merch, sign up for the newsletter, don't forget your syrups, check out House of Bitter Bear, and remember, we got that mix along next week, so the link down below, be ready. Thank you, Original Grain, for sponsoring today's film. We will see you next time. Cheers.
Goodbye.